Guten Abend, Monsieur et Madame. Bonsoir. Are we ready? Are we ready? Thank you. Okay, less wine here, please, okay? All right, just kidding. So, I sincerely apologize for a late start because we had some technical problem, but we solved it. This is how the Armenian way is. We have problem, then we solve it, right? As the Union NCIU 721 said, when we fight, yes, we win. That's it. Thank you. Now, let me introduce you to our hosts. Mistress of ceremony, yes, this is how we address, I'm sorry. Asni Ani Arabian. Here I need eyeglasses. Hayere Novasen. Herustayel Radio Havortavar, Armenian Traditions, Filmeri Sharki Herinak, David Gulnazarian. Hosapova Hansnumeriyens.
Thank you. I think we're going to start with words from David, right?
Yes. Բարի երեկո հարգելիներ, մի փոքր առաջանանքա, որովհետև եթե Ստեփանը խոսեց տեխնիկական խնդիրների մասին, ես պետք է իմ կողմից որպես արդեն այս պարագայում հանդիսավոր ասեմ, որ եթե տեխնիկական խնդիրներ չեն լինում, ուրեմն միջոցառումը լավ չի անցնում։ Համենայնիվս 20 տարվային փորձը ցույց է տալիս, որ պարտադիր պետք է լինեն թեթև տեխնիկական խնդիրներ եւ ուշացած մարդիկ։ Այդպես է թե չէ։ Այո։ Դե ինչ, մեծ պատիվ է ընձեռվել բացման խոսքը ձեզ ներկայացնելու եւ բնականաբար ես իմ գործընկերուհու հետ միասին ձեզ կներկայացնեմ նախ երկու խոսք կազմակերպության մասին, մեր առաքելության մասին այսօրվա եւ իհարկե գլխավոր անձնավորության, ով կարողացավ մեզ այսօր գեղեցիկ հրաշալի ինչ որտեղ նաեւ անձրևային օրը համախմբել գեղեցիկ այս դահլիճով։ Աստվածի կատարանի մեր բռնած, ինչպես ասում են, գործը։ Ստեղ սցենարով ձեր ծափահարությունն է։ Շնորհակալություն։ Ավելի քան 35 տարի որպես համայնքի ղեկավար եւ մարդու իրավունքների ակտիվիստ Ստիվեն Հովակիմյանը ջանասիրաբար մասնակցել է բազմաթիվ մարդասիրական ծրագրերի, որոնք օգնում են կարիքավոր եւ հաշմանդամ մարդկանց Ամերիկայի Միացյալ Նահանգներում եւ իհարկե արտերկրում։ 2020 թվականի հայաստանյան աղետալի պատերազմում նա կորցրել է 20-ամյա եղբորորդուն Կարո Հովակիմյանին, ով ծնվել է Սիրիայի Հալեբ քաղաքում եւ մեծացել Հայաստանում, իր կյանքը նվիրաբերելով Արցախին։ Աղետալի եւ ցեղասպան այս պատերազմը արցանցող կոչ էր բոլորիս համար։ Չափազանց դժվար է ցավակցական եւ երախտագիտության խոսքեր հայտնելը անմահության ճանապարհը բռնած նվիրյալ երիտասարդ զինվորների ընտանիքներին եւ իհարկե նրանց հարազատներին եւ կարծում եմ կհամաձայնեք, որ սա բոլորիս աղետն ու ողջն է։ Մենք մեր խոսքը եւ գործը ամբողջությամբ նվիրում ենք նրանց սուրբ առաքելության, հայրենիքի զորակցմանը շարունակելու, մեր խոնարհումը նրանց վառ հիշատակի առաջ։ Հույսի բռնկումը հիմնադրվել է 2021 թվականին։ Շահույթ չհետապնդող կազմակերպության նպատակն է վառել հույսի եւ խաղաղության կայծը պատերազմներից եւ աղքատությունից տուժած մարդկանց կյանքում։ Հույսի բռնկումը նվիրված է պատերազմներում աղքատությունից եւ դժվարություններից տուժած ընտանիքներին օգնելու համար եւ բնականաբար օգնելու նպատակով։ Ներդրումների եւ կառավարական ջանքերի միջոցով հույսի բռնկումը օգնում է կարիքավորներին պատերազմական գոտիներում, ինչպես նաեւ տրամադրում է կարևոր ռեսուրսներ կարիքավորներին։ Գաղտնիք չէ, որ երեխաները ամենախոցելին են եւ բոլորից շատ են դժում աղքատության հետևանքով։ Նրանք մեծանում են տարական կարիքներից զրկված։ Նրանց մեծ մասն ապրում է փայտե եւ մետաղետանակներում, չունենալով տարական կարիքներ, ինչպիսիք են հագուստը, սնունդը եւ դպրոցական պարագաները։ Ապրելով հուսահատության եւ խոցելիության մեջ, հաշմանդամ երեխաների մեծ մասը մնում է առանց այդքան անհրաժեշտ թերապիաների եւ վարժությունների։ Ֆլեյր Հոփսը կենտրոնացած է այս ընտանիքներում փոփոխություն բերելու վրա։ Եվ իհարկե եզրափակիչ խոսքը ուղղված է ձեզ հարգելիներս։ Ձերպես նվիրատուների առատաձեռնության եւ ներդրումների շնորհիվ մեր կազմակերպությունը անշուշտ կհասնի իր առաքելությանը։ Եվ ես խնդրել եմ այս պահին շատ բարձր ծափահարեք ինքներդ ձեզ։ Շնորհակալություն, ես սիրով խոստապով տրամադրեմ արդեն իմ գործընկերներին։ Ահջան։
That's a little tough to follow. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And we sincerely thank you all for being a part of our event tonight. My name is Azmi Manarabian, as Stefan said, and I'm delighted to greet you all this evening for our very first Flare of Hope Gala. Flare of Hope is a US-based 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping families and orphans whose lives have been devastated due to atrocities caused by wars and unrest. This momentous event has been a few years in the making, and we are beyond excited. Technical difficulties. We are beyond excited to come together tonight in this beautiful venue, celebrating our successes and the amazing group of people who have made this happen. Stephen, and I hope I'm not going to be embarrassing you, but it would be remiss of me if I didn't acknowledge the critical role that you have in the establishment of Flare of Hope. Flare of Hope is the result of many years of dedicated and untiring efforts of this one man in particular, who has dedicated his life to serving those without a voice in the community. For over 35 years, as a community leader and human rights activist, Stephen Hovagimian has diligently participated. I am saying nothing but the truth, you know that. Stephen has diligently participated in many humanitarian programs aiding the poor and disabled people, locally and abroad. The loss and despair that has become very personal to him recently, when during the devastating war of 2020 in Armenia, he lost his 20-year-old nephew, Karo Hovagimian, who was born in Aleppo, Syria, went to Armenia to live in Armenia, and at that point, after that, gave his life in support of this motherland during the fight in Artsakh. This only made Stephen's resolve to provide solace and support to those in destitute even stronger. His steady, steadfast, and unshakable leadership and determination to give practical help to the widowed mothers and orphaned children in need is at the heart of Flare of Hope. Our goals are to continue this legacy started by Stephen so many years ago in serving children and families whose experiences of insufficient resources, social inequities, and disconnections are so very real, but outside of their own control. However, our efforts alone are insufficient. It is with your help and support that we can help these families and youth to reach some semblance of normalcy and healing. So I ask for each and every one of you to please pass the word of and efforts of Flare of Hope to those in your circle and social media. Help grow our circle of supporters and be a part of our strength. Of course, we also appreciate any financial donations. That's always appreciated. And with that, I would love to suggest that everyone have a drink and enjoy the fantastic music by our Black Star DJ. Let's get this party moving. Thank you. Stephen?
Thank you. Today, enough Stephen, okay? We're here for Flare of Hope, not Stephen. Thank you. Thank you. I sincerely apologize because we had some technical problem, but we fixed it. Let's all watch it.
For over 35 years as community leaders and human rights activists, we have diligently participated in many humanitarian programs aiding poor and disabled people locally and abroad. During the devastating 44-day war of 2020, we lost our 20-year-old nephew, Galo. Galo was born in Aleppo, Syria. He grew up in Armenia and was martyred in Artsakh. More than 5,000 young men lost their lives with Galo. This disastrous genocidal war was a wake-up call to us all. It is extremely difficult to find words of condolence and gratitude for the families and relatives of the devoted young soldiers who have embarked on the path of immortality. We will fully devote our words and deeds to the continuation of their holy mission, the strengthening of the motherland. We bow to their bright memories. In 2021, we started our organization, the Flare of Hope, a US-based 501c3 nonprofit organization which aims to light the spark of hope and peace in the lives of people affected by wars and poverty. The Flare of Hope is helping refugee Armenian families exiled from their own ancestral homeland and who are affected by poverty and hardship. Through direct contributions and volunteer efforts, Flare of Hope is assisting the needy in war zones and is able to provide critical resources to those in need. Children are the most vulnerable to the effects of poverty. They are raised deprived of any basic needs, most of them living in wooden or metal containers lacking basic needs such as clothes, food, and school supplies. Bringing a change in these families is what Flare of Hope is focused on. Thank you for your generosity, because your contribution will go a long way towards helping our organization achieve its mission. Help us change their lives, because your love can make a difference in someone's life. Thank you.
It's about you, about us, about we should make a difference in this world. That's all that's matter. Because Steve's come and Steve's go, but the flare of love and flare of hope is always going to stay. And therefore, I would be honored to say that today, Garo's grandma is here, Amani. And also, his maternal aunt is here, Lucy, and her family. Well, as you heard, we were doing so many things in our communities. And people say, why we're doing this? If you remember this little girl, the last one, she was sitting on her belongings that she brought with her from Artsakh recently. We're not talking about 108 years of whatever is, then people were saying massacre, this and that. It's a genocide. But these people today from Artsakh, they left with only a few belongings in Goris. This is in Goris' main place. And I went to her and I said, why don't you come in We're going to go ahead and give you bath. We're going to give you food. What do you like to have? And she looked at me and she said, a piece of paper and crayon. That's it. That 6-year-old girl, she wanted a piece of paper and a crayon. This is what it's all about today. Thank you very much. I can really don't know what to say, that you all are here to help, to bring hope to this people. This is what it is. And of course, we always, every year, we celebrate Valentine. And what is Valentine? It's love. And what are the main issues in this our life is hope, faith, and love. And that's why you are here today. Thank you very much. And now, please give a big, big, big hand to my brother and a great friend of our community, David Green, the president of ACIU Local 721. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly announce we have 100,000 members.
Thank you, Steve. That was an incredible introduction. Where do you go from there? Thank you, Steve. It's so good to be here. It's so good to see all of you. My name is David Green. I'm the president of SEIU Local 721, the executive director for 721. As Steve said, it's breaking news. We just reached 100,000 public sector employees as of last week. So we're please applause, please, I love it. Which means that we're the largest public sector union in the entire United States as of last week. And I just want to say it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be amongst all of you. Flare of Hope is a charity that's near and dear to my heart. Some of you know that I started my county career 23 years ago as a children's social worker doing adoptions. And I was reminded recently of a quote from the former Secretary of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, that said, "The way that we measure our society is gauged by how we treat our children." Has anyone heard this quote? And it's true, the way that we respond and the way we take care of children and help them through poverty and healthcare and education means everything. So the work that Flare of Hope is doing is really important. And these are children that have just been through amazingly hard circumstances. I want to recognize some folks that are in the room that are frontline heroes today in Southern California. I want to recognize, if you don't mind standing, I want to recognize the heroes from my public sector union, SEIU Local 721. Would you please stand up and be recognized, SEIU 721 members? Please stand up. Please stand up. So, the folks standing up now are on the front line every single day, helping children, helping older adults. They're nurses, they're eligibility workers, they're working for the city of Los Angeles, and they share that same spirit of social justice that Flare of Hope does and shares with Steve. And I also want to recognize, I've got some folks here, I've got my beautiful wife, Sadi Green, and my daughter, Sophia Green. That's the next generation of leadership. Thank you so much. But I want to take a step back, because Stephen said something. Stephen said this night is not about him. I'm going to disagree a little bit with my brother over here, because this event and this charity and all the good work they're doing wouldn't have happened without Steve. Do you agree with me? Does anybody agree with me? And I'm sorry, I got to embarrass you for a minute, because this is my brother. And folks don't know all the different roles he plays in the community. Not only does he have his own TV show, for folks that know, not only is he a leader in his church, head of his church, but he's also a leader in our union. He's an executive board member, and he's leading the fight right now in Sacramento for in-home supportive services workers to make sure the most vulnerable citizens in California are getting the help they need. Please, let's hear it. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. I gotta come. This is how humble Steve is. Steve says it's not about me this night, it's about helping Flare of Hope. You know, this gentleman, do you know yesterday was his birthday? So I think, would you help me? Would you help me? I think we owe this gentleman that does all this good for everybody else, I think we owe him to sing happy birthday as loud as we can. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Woo! I am so proud to have you as a brother, to have you as a friend, and the great work you're all doing here. Thank you for being part of Flare of Hope. It's my great honor to introduce our next speaker, our next guest, who's another friend of labor, who's been a champion for labor, been a champion, and I'm proud to be one of his constituents now. He's our state senator, and he's been involved in everything that goes with Flare of Hope. He's been an active member of our Armenian caucus. Our state senator, can we please hear for State Senator Anthony Portantino? Thank you, sir.
Let's give it up for David Green. Make some noise for SEIU 721's in the house. And Stephen, where'd you go? Stephen, come on back. Come on back. Don't go away. Yes, you. Yes, you. I have a couple things I want to say. First of all, I just want to give my love and my prayers and my condolences to you and your family. What you've gone through, obviously what the Armenian community's gone through with Artsakh, and just the genocide, the displacement, the horror of it all. And so God bless you and your family, and bringing Grandma to celebrate tonight your birthday, but the wonderful work that you're doing with Flare of Hope. And so if we could all just take a moment, just a moment of silence, just to pray for Stephen and his family and all of the casualties that happened in the 44-day war and the aftermath after. We could just take 10 seconds just to be silent and pray. Thank you, thank you. And so we're here to pray, we're here to share, we're here to love one another, but we're also here to appreciate the work of Flare of Hope. And so I appreciate you inviting me to share this moment and to share your mission to help people affected by the horrors of war, by hate, by intolerance, by sharing your love for them, and all of the folks who are here supporting you, raising the money so you can continue to do your mission. So on behalf of the California State Senate, I join with the community to appreciate your dedicated service, your tireless efforts to empower and instill hope in the lives of our most vulnerable youth, and it's truly commendable. God bless, and best wishes, signed State Senator Anthony Portantino.
Anthony Portantino, our state senator, is, I believe, the only elected official that went to Artsakh, yes? Afterwards. And also, I neglected to mention, he's the SEIU endorsed candidate for Congress, so I think I just got to introduce the next congressperson. So can we hear for Anthony Portantino? I'm gonna give you a second. We also are lucky enough to have some folks up from Supervisor Catherine Barger's office. Can I ask you to come up? And Catherine's feeling under the weather, but I have to say a couple words about Catherine Barger. As someone that's been a champion, not just for everything we're doing here tonight, but also champion for children welfare, child welfare, for the fight against poverty, the help with mental health, public social services. So I'm gonna hand this over to you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, David. Hi, good evening. My name is Natalie Bartanya, and I'm here on behalf of Supervisor Catherine Barger. As David mentioned, she really wanted to be here. Unfortunately, she's feeling a little under the weather, but she's okay. Stephen, I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the supervisor for everything that you're doing. You know, as an Armenian American in this community, this is near and dear to my heart. And Supervisor Barger has been a champion for the Armenian cause. She has been leading the effort in the county, you know, demanding for the release of the Armenian hostages in Azerbaijan and commending the actions, condemning the actions by Azerbaijan. So thank you for everything that you're doing for this organization and everything that you'll continue to do. And on behalf of Supervisor Barger, I also have a scroll to present to you. And it says, with sincere congratulations and best wishes from the Board of Supervisors. Thank you.
I will ask the e-board of Flare of Hope, Zara Kalaja, to come here, please. And also Arsine Vatazan. Arsine? Yes. Okay. I am not gonna make a long speech, but let's do this first. Where is Armine? Armine? Here she is. Okay. Aruti? Armine. Armine, every Saturday together, believe it or not, we were not going back places. We were going to his office for an entire whole year. So he did all the paperwork, legal paperwork for us. And now it's time for me and for us to ask Arutunya, my younger brother and wonderful person, and that I know him since he was in high school. Aruti, come. Ladies, I have to say thank you for all your hard work. And since it is a flare, and this is a flare of hope, here, I have to read first, right? Okay, you want to read it? You read it, please.
Dear Mr. Artunian, Flare of Hope expresses its deep gratitude for your guidance and support, your friendship and invaluable to us, and we are fortunate to have such a wonderful friend like you. Thank you.
And by the way, he is the president, the CEO, the everything of Unified Young Armenians, who for so many years, they do a march during the April 24th in Little Armenia in Hollywood. So.
The only thing that I will say is, if Steve asks you to do something, you do it. So when he asked me, it was done. So thank you, Steve. Thank you to the team. I know you're doing a whole lot of work. You have done a whole lot of work. You have been an older brother and a mentor to us, to me and many of our members. So thank you. And what you're doing, what you have done, has been nothing but positive to the community. And I can't say that about many people. So thank you.
I'm only here because Glendale Police Department received a noise complaint saying that there was someone wearing a pink tuxedo that was too loud. Thank you. I want to congratulate you, Շնորհավորում նորից, որ դու քո քրտինքով, քո ժամանակով նվիրում ես եւ քո աշխատակիցներով նվիրում ես ժամանակը հանուն մեր հայրենիքի համար, մեր հայրենակիցների համար։ Ես այսօր վազվզուքի մեջ է, ինչպես արդեն լսեցիք, ընտրությունների ժամանակ է, բոլորս ամեն օր դուրից դուր հրաձայնով կապում ենք քվեարկողներուն։ Ես միայն եկա, որ իմ հարգանքը ցույց տամ, միանամ ձեզի եւ մեր միասնաբար ուժերով փորձենք օգնենք մեր հայրենիքը, օգնենք մեր հայրենակիցներին Արցախից, որ տեղահանվել են, եւ հիշենք, որ եթե ապագա կա Հայաստանում, Սփյուռքը այդ ապագայից անջատված չի կարող լինի։ Հիմա է ժամանակը ոչ թե հուսահատվելու, բայց երկնապատիկ անելով մեր աշխատանքը եւ նվիրվածությունը հայրենիքին։ Դրանով ուզում եմ շնորհակալություն հայտնեմ եւ շնորհավորեմ ձեզ միջոցառումը։ Thank you, Steve.
For over 35 years as community leaders and human rights activists, we have diligently participated in many humanitarian programs aiding poor and disabled people locally and abroad. During the devastating 44-day war of 2020, we lost our 20-year-old nephew, Garo. Garo was born in Aleppo, Syria. He grew up in Armenia and was martyred in Artsakh. More than 5,000 young men lost their lives with Garo. This disastrous genocidal war was a wake-up call to us all. It is extremely difficult to find words of condolence and gratitude for the families and relatives of the devoted young soldiers who have embarked on the path of immortality. We will fully devote our words and deeds to the continuation of their holy mission, the strengthening of the motherland. We bow to their bright memories. In 2021, we started our organization, the Flare of Hope, a US-based 501c3 nonprofit organization which aims to light the spark of hope and peace in the lives of people affected by wars and poverty. The Flare of Hope is helping refugee Armenian families exiled from their own ancestral homeland and who are affected by poverty and hardship. Through direct contributions and volunteer efforts, Flare of Hope is assisting the needy in war zones and is able to provide critical resources to those in need. Children are the most vulnerable to the effects of poverty. They are raised deprived of any basic needs, most of them living in wooden or metal containers lacking basic needs such as clothes, food, and school supplies. Bringing a change in these families is what Flare of Hope is focused on. Thank you for your generosity, because your contribution will go a long way towards helping our organization achieve its mission. Help us change their lives, because your love can make a difference in someone's life. Thank you.